Hey everyone, we got some huge news for Rivian stock investors in this video. And I know you're surprised after hearing this news. You saw Rivian stock prices down 10% on the day of the announcement. And you're asking, wait a minute, why did the stock price fall on this, what appears to be good news? So I'm going to answer that question in this video. I'm going to discuss why Rivian stock price fell on the back of this seemingly good news. So let's jump right into the details and let's decipher this announcement.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So the announcement that came out on January 2nd was that Rivian produced 17,541 vehicles at its facility in Normal, Illinois, and delivered 13,972. On a full year basis, the company produced 57,232 vehicles, which exceeded its most recent target of 54,000 vehicles, which was up from the previous target of 52,000, which was up from the previous target of 50,000. So Rivian has made several upgrades to its target for 2023. It increased those targets and it beat all of those increases on top of all of that, and the stock price falls. What gives? I'll show you how much. The stock price was trading more than $23.20 before the announcement came out, and the stock price is down to $20.93 as of this recording, down roughly 10% on this news. So, how come the stock price is falling after Rivian reported better than expected production? The answer is because the gap between production and deliveries. You see, the company delivered 17,541 vehicles and delivered only 13,972. There's a gap there of about 3,600 vehicles that now likely built up Rivian's inventory. Inventory is a use of cash. Rivian's cash has already been declining by the billions, and this likely reduced it further. Let me show you. So coming into the fourth quarter, as of September 30th, Rivian's inventory balance was $2.53 billion. That was up from $1.348 billion as of December 31st, 2022. So in the 9 months of 2023, inventory built up by about $1.2 billion worth. And now in the fourth quarter, it looks like that's going to add to this already elevated balance. So what that's going to do is going to eat into Rivian's cash balance here, which you can see has fallen as well. As of December 31st, 2022, Rivian had $11.568 billion in cash. As of September 30th, it had about $8 billion here and then another $1.2 billion in short-term investments, so about $9.2 billion. Its cash balance had dwindled by about $2.5 billion, despite raising capital through debt and some stock sales perhaps as well. So now inventory increased even more and that cash balance likely fell even more, which begs the question, is Rivian going to borrow more money or sell more stock to raise capital? Because this is going to persist into 2024. The company is not profitable on the bottom line. It's losing cash flow from operations. And so this is what got investors scared following this announcement. This is what got investors concerned following this announcement today, despite the fact that production was above expectations. That was not the primary focus of this announcement. The primary focus was on the difference between inventory and production. Another question it raises is customer demand falling faster than expected, right? Because management wouldn't produce all those vehicles unless they thought they were going to sell them. But maybe demand fell off faster than expected in the fourth quarter, and Rivian, by the time they produced those vehicles, there was limited customer demand and they weren't able to sell them. And so could there be price cuts coming for Rivian? Remember, this is the same thing that happened with Tesla at the end of 2022. Tesla reported production and deliveries, and there was a gap between their production numbers and the delivery numbers, which saw its inventory increase. That caused some concern from Tesla stock investors, and lo and behold, Tesla's price cutting really increased in magnitude following that gap between production and delivery. Could the same thing be coming for Rivian? Perhaps it could be coming. Rivian sells trucks and SUVs on the expensive side, and competition is increasing. For the most part, Rivian has avoided the worst parts of competition. Its demand has stayed elevated, and so it had done relatively well in 2023. I mentioned already it raised its production target 2 times, from 50 to 52,000, from 52,000 to 54,000, and then beat that target at 57,000. So it was having a good year, production and delivery wise, and it had avoided doing any kind of significant price cutting. And so could that change in 2024? Maybe it could. I wouldn't go so far as to say like, yes, it's happening, it's all doom and gloom from here, it's all bad news. I wouldn't say that. I think it's too early to say that. I think investors are getting ahead of themselves and reading into this news of, saying like, late, this is all bad, because there is little in addition to the announcement. That's all really they said. They just said Rivian just gave you the production and delivery numbers. That's it. They didn't tell you anything more. They didn't elaborate and say that customer demand weakened and that's why inventory built up. They didn't say that they built up inventory because they noticed sales were increasing and so they wanted to build up their inventory because sales are strong and they wanted to capitalize on their production right now because they're going to enter into some maintenance time in the second quarter of 2024. So they wanted to build up a little bit of an inventory buffer. If they had said that, that would have alleviated some of this pressure and the stock price wouldn't fall so much. And so I think investors are reading too much into this. I think the sell-off is overdone here. I don't think it should have sold off by this much from this news in specifically. So that's what I wanted to discuss in this video. I wanted to share with you the numbers, the production and delivery numbers, and I wanted to add a little more information onto why the stock price fell so that you're not so concerned and you're not asking and looking around, why did the stock price fall even though production came in better than expected? So I hope I've done that in this video. Thank you for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. I know there's a lot you could be doing with your time and a lot of other videos you could be watching. So I truly appreciate that you chose to watch this one. If you want to see more videos just like this, hit the subscribe or the like button. They'll both help me make more videos just like this one. Thank you again.